Welcome. In this video, we're going to be talking about why email marketing is going to die. If you haven't watched before, my name is Angus Cowan. I own an email marketing agency in Australia. We generate over $80 million per year for our clients. And in my opinion, email marketing is dying a pretty quick death. That might seem interesting coming from me, but I'm in a position where I'm watching this shift happen in real time. Brands who used to absolutely dominate their competition are suddenly seeing flat performance. And it's not because they got worse. It's because everyone else is getting better. Email marketing is getting easier. What's the cause of this? Well, all of these things. Gemini, Flare, Claude, ChatGPT, Fixer AI, pretty much every single AI you can think of, AI agents, AI image generation, AI copywriting. All of these AI tools are making knowledge easier. The knowledge arbitrage and the creative arbitrage is becoming non-existent. And this is essentially what is happening in the market. We're seeing an erosion of arbitrage. In the past, as an e-commerce brand, you could stand out and perform really well by just having really good emails. You could have better copy, better designs, you could have better topics to lean on in your email campaigns. And these three things alone would probably be enough to help you cut through the noise and get really good results from your email marketing. All you had to do was show up and make good creative. But why was that? And that's because those three things were objectively difficult to do and they take resources, skills, and knowledge. Like good copy is hard to write, and finding good copywriters was difficult. Good designers who also know how to design specifically for email conversion are hard to find. They're not everywhere. It's a pretty niche skill. And topic ideation can be difficult to do. Like a lot of the time, people spend a lot of hours trying to think of good email campaigns to write. But this just simply is not the case anymore. It's getting much easier to write good copy. ChatGPT image generation is getting pretty cracked and in due time will probably take over a lot of the design work. And topic ideation is also getting easier. There are tons of databases showing winning emails from big brands. You can go onto mild.com right now and see what all the biggest brands are doing, or reallygoodemails.com. And again, AI can help you come up with really good topics. And overall, AI is just getting really good, and it's really only just getting started. Like 6 months ago, AI really wasn't playing a massive role in e-commerce, email marketing whatsoever, or in the world, that is. Now, 6 months later, like you can write, pretty good copy if you know what you're doing and you know how to prompt well. And, we're starting to see the first parts of what it might look like to design with AI. So you're essentially seeing this erosion of arbitrage. But in the past, you could have an arbitrage opportunity by being really good at copy, really good at design, and just making pretty emails. And that's how you would sort of separate yourself from the competition and make the money. But now with the AI tools, this arbitrage opportunity, or the gap with those particular skills, are closing, and it's leveling out. It's making everyone, or bringing everyone up to the same playing field or the same level of skill, which essentially erodes the results. So why is this important? Does it just mean email marketing is going to die? Do we put our focus elsewhere? Well, let's sort of dive into a few examples. Take this email. 6 months ago, this email from Braze. 6 months ago, you would have said, holy shit, this graphic designer is literally the GOAT. Like, that stuff is insane. I probably said this when I first saw this email. And don't get me wrong, it's still impressive. It still looks beautiful. But it's much, much easier to do this today than it was 1 year ago. To do this 1 year ago, you probably had to be a genuinely cracked designer or pay a lot of money to a good designer who knew how to do this, and it probably would have taken them a couple of hours to put together. But it's not as hard to do that anymore. Like, you can use AI tools to get images like this, and you can really just plug and play. Like, AI can do a lot of the heavy lifting here, in particular with these aesthetic designs. And if it's that easy today, imagine what it's going to be like in 6 months from now, and in 12 months from now, 18 months from now. So if you're a brand and one of your points of arbitrage was simply that you had pretty emails, this isn't going to be good enough going forward. And similarly, brands who are now putting in additional effort and resources into making really pretty emails, you're not going to see the same amount of upside because everyone's doing it. It's essentially going to be the bare minimum. So what does this actually mean? Will email marketing die? No. Long story short. I don't think it will die, but I think it will die for some people. Let's write that as a caveat. It'll die for some or even many people, to be honest. It won't die for everyone, but for a lot of people, your days of succeeding in email marketing are becoming numbered. The reality is now, you just need to be great. Like I said, the baseline is rising. Good is the new terrible. Great is the new good. And there's only going to be one way to survive this. Stop trying to be good and start trying to be great. It's essentially going to be a skill issue. Great doesn't come from AI. Great is going to come from doing things like breaking the rules, taking risks, and willing to fail with a lot of the things you do in email marketing. It's going to become the new normal. And I sort of have a bit of an analogy for this. And the fact is, what's important is changing. Email marketing isn't dying. The skill of email marketing isn't going to become redundant. It's just where you should be putting your focus and the things you should be measuring for and putting your resources into is changing. And take this analogy. In the 1800s, there were people who made vehicles before the car. This was back in the horse-drawn cart days. People who used to sit in the carts and the horse would carry them along. If you'd ask the person who made these carts what would be considered necessary to make a great vehicle, they would have said a strong horse to carry the thing, iron wheels, the type of wood they use, and shit along that lines. I don't know. I didn't make horse-drawn carts. I don't know the first thing about it. But I'd imagine if you'd asked them, they probably would have said, well, you need a strong horse, a fit horse. Then fast forward a few, decades later, and some guy invented the car. All of a sudden, 30% of what mattered, the horse, wasn't even a consideration anymore. You ask someone like that, well, what's the most important thing about making a vehicle? They're not saying a horse, it's an engine. So similarly to email marketing and probably most industries, what matters is changing. It used to be you need to be a great copywriter, you need to be a great designer, you need to be really strategic and come up with great ideas and creative. And yes, all these things will still matter, but you'll need to have even higher standards than ever before. But also other things are going to start to become more of a needle mover. Like say you're a brand and you're paying an email marketing agency. Well, in the past, you were probably paying them to have good copy, great designs, come up with good ideas. But now this stuff's going to be easier. So hypothetically, they're going to have more time and they're going to be able to put more resources into other more niche skills to elevate things further. So it's the expectations of what's needed to succeed in a high level of email marketing is simply shifting from A to B. Now, what are these things? What is going to be the most important? Well, I have a few ideas here. Obviously, it's hard to tell what the direction AI is going to go as it's evolving so quickly, but this is what I think is going to become the real source of truth. So firstly, volume. Whoever can send the most emails without pissing off their subscribers will win. Essentially, like if you can send more emails than everyone else and your subscribers love them, you will win. It's a very simple formula. Like imagine if you had the ability to send 14 emails a week and every single time your subscribers absolutely love them. Now that's unrealistic. If you sent 14 emails a week, 2 a day, your subscribers are probably going to be like, geez, this is too much, realistically. But hypothetically speaking, the more you can send without annoying your subscribers, the more you're going to win. So how are you going to send more without pissing people off? Well, crafty segmenting and great content is probably the most simple answer here. No one's going to unsubscribe if your content is great, but you can probably also go from sending 3 to 4 emails a week to sending 5 to 7 per week by chopping up some unconventional segments. But also most brands or most good brands are sending about 3 emails a week at the moment, but sending 3 emails a week is going to be easier. So the 3 that you do send, if you don't want to increase your volume, it's going to be more and more important to make sure these are better and better and better as AI gets easier. You don't want to get complacent. You need to keep spending the same amount of time creating better and better campaigns. That's the goal. Now, secondly, creativity. There's going to be no rules or best practices. AI is trained on existing best practices, and most of the time right now, it's regurgitating what already works. Like the way that it learns is on the inputs that it gets. So essentially, if you can create new playbooks or just test random shit, you're going to win. You're going to see some sort of disproportional upside. For example, take this brand, We're Not Really Strangers. They send emails like this. They literally send a plain text email, literally like this. This is a screenshot. It's Mental Health Awareness Month, so I challenge you to love your mind as hard as you love your friends. Shop sale. Ridiculously simple. Ridiculously simple. Yet, this email, I guarantee you, it probably ripped. It probably got amazing results. So, getting creative with stuff like this, otherwise, you need to do that. Otherwise, you're just going to blend in with every other brand, as every other brand is going to have very, very similar email strategies. Very, very similar copy. Very, very similar designs. If you can get creative, you will win. Thirdly, you want to showcase your personality. You want to be aggressively human. Your personality is the only thing that AI can't replicate. Your personality is you. Show your quirks as a brand. Be imperfect. Write random personal stories. Don't be scared to be yourself with your emails. You don't need to be a polished robot. You can have a personality. You can be human, and people will enjoy that. Fourth, you want to be confident in your brand. Essentially, you're going to need more synergy across socials. You need to stand for something, your mission, your beliefs. You need to have contrast in the opinions that you share. If you invest heavily into what your brand actually means, and not just what it looks like, but how it actually makes people feel, you will see disproportional upside and you will win. For example, we will run emails for a water filtration company. It's hard to make that content exciting and be creative and show personality, and have amazing emails. But we know their customers are extremely health conscious. So we just literally create emails that completely nerd out about the science. They break so much of the rules. They're long-winded. They're super scientific. They're not written to the third grade comprehension level that every copywriter tells you that they need to be. And they break a lot of traditional marketing rules, but the customers love it because that's their brand and that's who they are. As a brand, you need to know what you stand for. It's not about your fonts or your logos or your, colors that you use. It's about how you make people feel, what they want from you, and then serving that want. If you can create content that positions you aggressively as the brand that you are, and you can be unapologetically you, that will find you will find a real gap in the market, and people will enjoy your content because everyone is going to start sounding more and more robotic as they roll out AI. Now, I think the key is going to be to find the balance. You want great content paired with aggressive optimization. So everything I've said above is about making better and better content and taking things to the next level. And that is true. But you still need to take advantage of the aggressive optimization tools at our disposal. Things like A/B testing are going to get easier. Personalization in flows will be easier. Segmenting will be easier. And overall, analysis of your channel is going to be easier. You want to take advantage of this. You really want to be able to nerd out on the tools at your disposal and really, really optimize aggressively, because you can sharpen your sword with the analytical skills and AI, and that'll take you to another level as well. So realistically, you want to use AI to your advantage to ruthlessly optimize your flows in your back end, but then also use its tools to get better and better at making great content on the front end. The bar is simply lifting. So my overall prediction, half of all email marketing is going to be AI generated. Brands are going to fight over scraps. They're going to churn out the same styles of content. They're all going to blend into this weird dystopian style of content that looks and feels the same as every other brand. But the other half will be aggressively human. They'll be a bit weird. They'll be a bit risky at times. They might be imperfect. And those are the brands that will simply own their own customers' attention. And the middle ground, it's essentially where brands are going to go to die. It might seem extreme, but it's true. Like, you'll sort of have like brands that have really polished AI content, and they'll probably do all right because the AIs are smart. Then you'll have brands that really leverage AI to aggressively optimize things and to take their content to another level. And that'll also be really good. And then you'll sort of have the brands that adopt none of AI and just still make mid content and they die. But to do this, you're going to need full focus. So you're going to need to ensure that if you want your brand to succeed, you need to ensure you're getting better and better and better and better each and every month. You need full focus and 100% attention going to your email channel. You simply cannot afford to just be half-assed with this, because it's going to be easier to be good. And if you're just putting in the bare minimum, like everything I've said in this video, you're just going to get eroded out. Like, there's always going to be someone better than you because it's getting easy to be better. So you really, really need to put your focus into being great. And if you're not putting in that 100% attention to your email channel, you're just going to keep dwindling down and it's going to be really hard to come back from. So if you want our team of specialists to run your email marketing, we're innovating very quickly with the forefront of AI. Like I said, everyone thinks AI is this hot topic that's going to replace people. But what I think is it's really going to push people to become better and better. We want to use all the tools at our disposal, make even better content than previously possible, and just take things to a whole nother level. So if you want our team of specialists to run your email marketing, link in the description. You know where to find us. I look forward to chatting with you soon.